Good afternoon, it's Dave at ATI Watch Reviews. Please hit that like button and please smash that subscribe button for more awesome watch content. Little wristwatch check. I've got my WM Watches 057 41mm world timer with a rotating bezel, absolute gorgeous, with a 5-link butterfly clasp bracelet. Allows you to track 24 time zones. I've been wearing it a lot recently, very comfortable and smart, nifty watch. But this is a homage from Pagani that I forgot to review earlier this year when I did the unboxing. And this is actually the PD 1736. And as you can see, the case and the look of the watch is very unusual because it has this kind of barrel style case that is homaging a very controversial luxury brand beginning with P that I won't mention here. And this is homaging one of their lines of watches, a dive watch basically, that has this unusual case design that is very striking. And I personally, with these huge crown guards, I really like the design. It also has, on Pagani's version, an open heart, as you can see there. They've gone with the open heart dial. This is an NH39 because you've got the sub dial there that tracks the 24 hours. So obviously it's an automatic movement, fully loomed including pip, but not the bezel. The bezel is ceramic. It's a ceramic insert bezel. A stainless steel, like brushed matte case, mainly brushed, not much polishing on it. Again, they've done this for effect. This is quite a big watch. It depends how you, we'll talk about the size in a second. But yeah, it's 200 meter water resist with an exhibition case back. I do like me some exhibition windows. With a composite fabric, nylon and leather band. So it's kind of composite, a bit like the way G-Shocks do them, which we'll talk about later on. Now let's start with sizing. Now I have sized this up prior to the video and I can confirm that the bezel diameter, so that's that measurement, just the bezel, but some manufacturers use that as the diameter of the watch, is 42mm, practically bang on. The overall diameter, including crown guard, is about 48mm. The lug to lug is 51mm, so that's that, the lug to lug, and you can see how curved they are. The N-link to N-link, that measurement, is 49, but obviously this is not the bracelet version. I didn't get the bracelet. And the thickness is quite big. It's 13.5 because it's heavily domed. Notice how curved those lugs are, which reduces the weight of the watch, I suppose. So the sizing, I'll be honest with you, it's a big one. You've got to have big wrists for this. Ideally 7-inch. If not, suppose you can get away with 6.5, but it's a pretty big watch. But if you get it on the composite strap, it reduces obviously the weight significantly than the bracelet, which would add another 80 to 100 grams on as a guess. And as you can see, it's about 102, 103 grams all in, because obviously this is the nylon composite strap version, not the bracelet version. But on the composite band, it is quite comfortable and it's not super heavy. 100 grams a day, you can wear it all day. It's going to be more to do with, do you find the composite material comfortable? And the head of the watch is still quite bulky at that size of 48mm overall width. Moving on to the crystal. The crystal is heavily domed, significantly protrudes. Well, it protrudes a fraction of a mil from the bezel. Then above that, it's another 2 or 3 mil protrusion. So it is a heavy dome, and one consequences of that is, well, you get a superior water resistance. It's easier for the manufacturers to create the water resistance by curving it, but it also produces loads of reflections, and as you can see, it is unbelievably reflective. In my opinion, they should have put AR coating on the underside. I can't detect any if they've put some on. It is too reflective for my personal taste. Right, so let's just check for sapphire. Pagani are claiming it is sapphire, and it is. It does detect sapphire there with the diamond selector. The dial can be described as interesting, to say the least. There's quite a bit going on, but it is still very legible. As you can see at the 9 o'clock, you've got this open heart. As you can see that there, that does give you a nice view of the mechanical movement ticking away. You have the Pagani shield with Pagani Design automatic divers 200 meter. So not much in the way of writing, which is good. They've kept it pretty minimal there. They have put Japan movement on the 6 o'clock. You have the subdial kind of integrated into the open heart, if you will, which adds a bit of complexity on the 11-10 o'clock there. The main issue for me with this dial is, and I don't know how well you can actually see this now, but it has to do with the colour of the blue. I bought this in blue, and sadly it isn't. It is purple. The dial is a purpley blue, too purpley blue for my liking, really. That being said, because it is sunburst, and because it is quite dark, like very dark, if you will, it's only on the sunburst that it is light. It's acceptable, although I would definitely prefer them to have a true sunburst blue. But for some reason, Pagani struggle to do that when it's like a sunburst. They really cannot do it for some reason. The bezel, however, is like a navy blue, a bit lighter than navy blue. So the presentation is okay, but you can buy this in black and green and other colours. So if it was me, I wouldn't get it probably in the blue again. I'd probably get it in the black. The bezel is fortunately ceramic, and you do have a texture on the side to make it easier to grip. It's very easy to turn. It's unidirectional, bit of backplay there, but it is too easy to turn in my honest opinion. It's a dive bezel. It shouldn't be this easy, I don't think. But I'm glad the material is ceramic, so it's basically scratch free. The case design is obviously highly unusual and distinctive. Some will like it, some won't. I do like it, absolutely. This kind of double barrel style. The lugs are highly curved, adding to the comfort of the watch given its bulk and size and weight. The crown guards obviously come out very far. They protrude 4 millimeters there, something like that, with going down to a big crown, which is signed because it is Pagani and they do things correct with a shield. It's actually very smooth. The subdial hour hand matches with the hours of the main dial. Moving on to the finishing, they've made it all kind of matte, kind of satin matte, and it's radially polished. It's actually not bad. Personally, I would have preferred to see some more polishing on there though. Now, moving on to the case back, we do get the exhibition window, which is really nice to see. And you've got the 200 metre stainless steel water resist, and it does say the model number there, PD 1736. Pagani always do the branding correctly, in my opinion, and they're quite good at case backs as well. The band is where it gets even more interesting, because you have this kind of composite nylon seatbelt material fixed to the genuine leather, and it's actually 24mm tapering to only 22mm at the clasp. The clasp is stainless steel. Clasp isn't bad by any stretch of the imagination. They have put a stainless steel buckle on it with nylon keepers. They've kept them cheaper, put nylon keepers on it, and it is just a single tang buckle. So it's not a double tang. I would have preferred to see a double tang on there. And that's it on the wrist. The stitching is quite pleasing, the contrasting stitching on the band. It does look pretty good. It's fairly comfortable. Nothing really catches the wrist or digs in. I'm not the biggest fan though of these nylon mixed with, these fabric and leather straps. I'm not really a fan of leather full stop. However, because it's pretty sturdy, it's not super soft, it is pretty inflexible in many ways. And it's actually pretty thick as well. It's probably 3mm thick. And I've set it to setting 3, which is too tight for me. Definitely too tight, but I've set it there now anyway. But in my opinion, the band length should be at least another centimetre longer. The band is a little bit too short. But the stitching and appearance looks very good, as does the buckle. But I don't really like leather because of the longevity of them. You can, however, buy this in stainless steel with a stainless steel band. I didn't because I felt it would make the watch too heavy. But now I've worn it, I probably would get it in the bracelet. And check that for Lume. That is not bad at all. That is way better than average. A lovely light green Lume. Bit shame how the bezel isn't lumed, just a pip. But that is pretty good. And that's it in full darkness. I have to say I am pretty impressed with that. Was not expecting the Lume to be that good on this watch for the price. On a watch that is less than 50 quid without VAT, that is decent Lume, absolutely is. For value, I paid very little for this watch. I paid around, I think, £45 with VAT. That was including the VAT. I think I paid without VAT about 37 quid. Now I think it has gone up by around a tenner, so you're probably paying more like 50 odd, 60 quid for it. It's still packing a punch for that price. Now, it's not my favourite Pagani design watch by any stretch of the imagination. It's a fun watch. I wouldn't really go taking it diving. They have give you 200 metre water resist though. The NH39 is going to give you similar performance to the NH35, probably 20 to 40 seconds nominal per day. So it's not going to be super accurate. Would I recommend this watch? Well, because the price is so cheap, as a fun weekend watch, if you want to, say if you was really genuinely thinking about buying the real luxury brand beginning with P, I'd pick this up to see how it fits on the wrist, because I think those ones are massive like this one, and it would give you an idea of how it looks. Also, it is a head turner because of the look of it. Obviously, it looks very similar to the luxury brand that it's homaging. So it is got very unusual looks. Ceramic bezel, sapphire crystal, 200 metre water resist, full stainless steel case, composite strap. I think it probably is worth 50 odd pound. It absolutely is. With Pagani, I know what I'm getting. I'm getting at least 7 to 8 out of 10 every time. They give a good package, which is why I'm a fan of Pagani. And they don't try and rip me off, as whereas some brands I do feel as though that is the case. So overall, I'm going to give it a 7. What they need to improve on is they need to give us a proper blue dial in the sunburst and do it properly. And they need to give us a slightly longer band. But overall, it's not a bad effort. It's been Dave. Have a great day.